Hi, welcome to another Wednesday Wisdom, where we talk about tips and ideas on how you can build your brand and your business by running successful events such as webinars. My name is Anna Oshrab, and today I'm going to cover an interesting topic on how facilitating a webinar is different to facilitating an in-person workshop. Now, for those that have gotten really used to being live in a room full of people, making that switch can be quite daunting, can be quite difficult because there's realistically a lot more to handle when it comes to an online webinar. In person, you walk in, you've got everything at your fingertips and you just deliver. When we're delivering a webinar, you have everything digitally at your fingertips, and there's so many things to think about. That could be music, that could be letting the participants in, it could be around, managing the chat. There's so much to keep in mind. So today, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to make that switch. So, are you ready? Tip number 1, be on when your camera is on. When it comes to being online, the moment you flick that switch and that camera is on, your whole audience can see you. And so we need to make sure that we're ready. We're standing in the spot we're going to be delivering our webinar. We look the way that we want to look. We feel the way that we want to feel. And the moment that camera is on and your audience is looking at you, we need to be on. So that's tip number 1. Be on when the camera is switched on. Number 2 is think about the fact that housekeeping is an ongoing chore. Yes, when we're starting housekeeping in a workshop or in person, we generally say, so thank you so much for being here. The toilets are just down there to your right. In case of an emergency, head out these doors. When we are running a webinar, housekeeping is a lot more engaging and involving. Housekeeping revolves around helping our audience understand the technology. So how to use the chat, how to use those lovely emojis, how to mute or unmute themselves, how to turn on the camera on and off, how to participate, how to make sure that they are doing the workbooks if you have provided them a workbook. And we need to be very, very clear in our instructions because we're not there to be able to help somebody in person. So making sure we're very clear and we are consistently continuing our housekeeping to keep our audience understanding exactly what needs to happen next. Next tip is keeping your energy up. Yes, we need to keep our energy up because an audience on the other side of the screen gets bored really, really easy. As it is, an audience is going to give you only about half the energy that you give them in an in-person environment. In the online environment, it's even harder. So we need to make sure that we are consistently up and at them, really, really excited, really in their faces, but in your own way. So everybody's energy will be different and everyone's approach will be different. We need to make sure that whatever approach you take, your energy is always up. Next tip is make sure that your team is tech savvy. Yes, you should not be doing this on your own, and your team needs to be tech savvy. If something goes wrong in the online environment, you do not have the capacity to make it work without being distracted from your audience. So make sure you've got a team who is tech savvy, who is well briefed, well informed, has everything they need at their fingertips, so you're able to just deliver the content effectively. And the final tip is keep changing things up. In the online environment, people's attention spans last for about 15 to 20 minutes. So we need to keep changing things up. Get people to subtype something in the chat. Get people to write something in their note workbooks. Get people to speak and to share what it is that they've learned. Ask people to do a poll. Put them into breakout rooms. Use the technology that is provided through event tech platforms or webinar platforms in order to make sure we keep changing things up to keep up that engagement. So there you go. That is 5 tips on how to make the switch from facilitating in person to facilitating webinars. So number 1 was be on when the camera is on. Number 2 is housekeeping is an ongoing chore. Number 3 is keep up your energy levels. Number 4 is have a tech savvy team. And number 5 is make sure we keep changing things up. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Wednesday Wisdom. I'm Anna Oshrop, and I share tips and ideas on how you too can build your brand and your business through the power of live events and marketing. As always, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, share. You know what to do. And you were born to influence your industry. See ya.